Funding for this program made possible by the Investor Protection Trust, the State of Alaska Division of Banking and Securities, and AARP Alaska. In today's program, we'll look at scams that target seniors and discuss why seniors are often the target of scams. Now here's your host, Ann Secrest.
Hello everyone and welcome to AARP Alaska. Joining us again is Michelle Tabler, Alaska Regional Manager for the Better Business Bureau Northwest. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit, a recap of the BBB. We have a little slide up here.
Well, yeah, we are a not-for-profit, neutral reporting agency with a mission to advance marketplace trust. Our services are free to the public, and a lot of people think we are a government agency, but we're not. But we're out there trying to have businesses and consumers work together to make it an ethical marketplace.
So tell me about your region, which I understand has changed slightly.
Well, yes, our region has just recently merged with both Boise and Spokane, so we're now the largest BBB region in the country. We include all of Alaska, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and western Wyoming.
Wonderful. And you've got quite a roster of partners that you work with.
Well, we're lucky to work with a lot of good partners, of course, with AARP on different events. We work with United Way and their financial partnership, especially when we have our shred days. We work with the Alaska Task Force on Fraud, which has government and state agencies there, so we can know what's going on with, with the other agencies and what's going on in the state. We work with the military, specifically with Army One Source, which utilizes our military line program that BBB has, and that brings information and financial information to military personnel and their families. We are also a partner with the Anchorage School Business Partnership. I go out to the high schools and do presentations to high school students. And again, we work with the Attorney General's office, with the FBI, with any other law enforcement, the state division that has elder fraud and disabilities.
So you're busy.
Yes, yes.
In this program, we're going to focus on the scams that are targeted at seniors and the work that you're doing at the BBB.
That's correct. Most of my outreach effort is statewide, and a lot of it is working with seniors because they are a targeted population for fraud and for identity theft and for these scams. And what I try to do is prevent people from being victims.
So why are seniors targeted?
Well, one of the reasons is they tend to have a nest egg, they have some sort of retirement, and this is at both ends of the scale, both the upper and the lower, it doesn't really matter. They tend to be more vulnerable. They tend to be at home. They have landlines. They might be lonely. They might be home alone, and so they're home to answer their phones, and it's somebody to talk to. People also, the seniors tend to be very polite, and they don't want to hang up on people. And when I go out to these senior centers and these senior groups and say, it is okay to hang up the phone. If this is an unsolicited phone call, it is okay to hang up. You don't have to get into a conversation with them.
The last bullet point, scammers are relentless.
Absolutely relentless. They can call up to 10 to 20 times a day, I've heard reported to me. They just keep calling until somebody answers. They call day after day. They want to become your best friend. So yeah, they're absolutely relentless, they're good. That's why my advice is don't even get into a conversation with them because they're looking for personal information, they're looking to see what your vulnerabilities are and the type of scam that they're going to use.
And again, to emphasize, it's across all economic spectrum.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Let's discuss medical scams, Medicare impersonators.
These people, they call you, they want information, they say that there's an update to Medicare or Medicaid, they need to verify your information. Just know that you're not going to get that phone call and that it's probably a scam if they do call you.
And then we get into an area called medical device scams.
This is interesting. What they're doing is these are telemarketers calling Medicaid and Medicare beneficiaries. They are asking you questions, waiting for an affirmative answer. Does your back hurt? Does your arm hurt? Does your hand hurt when you do this or that? Well, of course, we're all going to say yes at some point. And they take the affirmative, and then what they do is they contact your provider, your doctor's office, requesting, they send a fax for a request for a prescription, for a brace, for a back brace, for diabetic supplies, anything like that they're going to send you, and they need the prescription from the doctor. And then the doctors have to turn around and use their staff to call the people to find out why they're getting this, because they didn't know there was a problem with your back or with your wrist. So our advice is hang up on these people, don't even talk to them, and if you have a medical problem, talk directly to your doctor.
And a lot of times these are delivered via robocalls.
Sometimes they're robocalls and they want you to call back. Also know that they're telling you this is going to be covered by Medicare. You've got to be really careful because you may have co-pays, you may have deductibles, or it may not be covered at all, or it may be a substandard product that you're actually getting.
Then we get into counterfeit prescription drugs.
Well, everybody's trying to save money with the prescription drugs, so people are tending to go online or even out of country to buy their drugs. You've got to be really careful. You've got to look for the red flags that are, for example, saying that it's a special deal right now, or the cost is way below what it would normally be. That would be two big red flags that there's something wrong. The compounding on the medication might be different than what your doctor actually wants you to take. It's not a good idea to do that.
One area that I think increases during particular times and disturbing times and sad times and tumultuous times is charity scams.
Mm-hmm.
And describe the circumstances when that happens.
Well, anytime there's a natural disaster or any type of tragedy, the GoFundMes where somebody is sick in a household and somebody starts a GoFundMe, you've got to be really careful. People calling because there's been a natural disaster to collect money. Never make that decision over the phone. If somebody comes to your door, you've got to be really careful. Ask for information, ask for them to mail you information, make an informed decision. Go to our website, bbb.org or give.org, and look to see how much the money at that charity, if it really exists, is actually going to the cause and not to administration or whatever.
Now, you called these pop-up charities, and one example was, as we discussed, was the Boston Marathon. What happened there?
Well, we were told that within 6 hours of the Boston Marathon bombing a couple years ago, there was 125 requests for URLs with Boston Marathon bombing in there, and you know some of those are going to be pop-up fake charities. So just be really careful. Give to the charities that you know about, and just be careful of some of these other ones.
And again, on the screen to check them out at bbb.org or give.org. And it's important for people to really do due diligence and find out what percentage of what they're giving goes to administration or goes to the actual charity itself. That's really important. You had mentioned Green Dot. Tell me what's...
Green Dot cards are the prepaid cards that you can go and get at Walmart or some of the other stores. And what you do is you fill it. It's like buying a gift card, and then the scammer has you give them the number off of it. They're doing this with any kind of prepaid cards. They're doing it now with Amazon cards. And in other words, it's in lieu of actually wiring the money, because people are hearing that wiring is not a good idea or it's probably fraudulent. So now they've gone to these Green Dot cards.
And then you also mentioned that people should be aware of Soundalikes.
On the charities, that's exactly right, because they may have the trigger words in there, you know, a children's fund or cancer or whatever tragedy happened, and they're going to put that in the name, and you think that's the legitimate organization, and it may not be.
You also said to be wary of phone calls to support police or firefighters.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with those as well. You don't know how much of that money is actually going to those causes. In some cases, very little or none at all. If those are important to you, those types of charities or organizations, just contribute directly to them. Don't go through one of these other charities that might be using that name.
I like that. Pop-up charities, just be very wary. And be wary of newly created charities.
Exactly.
Right.
especially right after a disaster, which is when they pop up.
Lottery and sweepstakes scams. They've been around forever, but people seem to fall for them time and time again.
These are the ones I probably get the most phone calls, the most people coming to the office to let us know. It's either Publishers Clearinghouse or you've won $3 million from this or that. They're either coming by mail where it looks like a legitimate check, go ahead and deposit this but send us back this fee. That's an overpayment scam. Phone calls, you've just, they're all excited, you've just won the lottery. Aren't you excited? You've just won $1 million. And then they have subsequent phone calls. Well, you have to pay this fee. And a lot of these are coming out of Jamaica. And you have to pay the fees here. Then they call you back and say, well, we've got the FedEx guy right here ready to go with your check, but we need you to pay U.S. taxes. And so, you need to wire us $4,000, but your $3 million check is coming.
So people really are holding on to that hope.
Exactly, exactly.
I have to show our audience this picture, and this is a a real scenario. This is a person in Anchorage who, and I'll have you describe the background on this one.
Well, yeah, this person comes in pretty regularly. They get probably 40 pieces of mail a day with these types of scams, and it's lottery checks, it's just everything you can imagine, children's funds, anything that they've sent checks for before, and it just proliferates with other scams happening. And it's basically, you've won this $3 million, but we need $29.95. And this person would write out all these checks and have all these ready to go. One was even a psychic that said that if for $59.95, they'll send their astral psychic number to this person so they can win the lottery.
Okay, and so because this person did it once, did it twice, they're now on a list.
Exactly. And
the bad guys or the fraudsters are sharing that information with each other.
That's exactly right. He's 91 years old. He now comes in and has me check everything. I tell him I'll shred it, and he doesn't want me to because just, one of these might be real, but at least he's not mailing them now. But again, they're preying on the seniors, which is really very frustrating.
Then you were telling me that there was one person who actually threw a party.
They were told that they won Publishers Clearinghouse or a Soundalike name like that. They got to pick the car, which they picked the Mercedes and what color it is, and they were going to drive up with a check. And so this person invited friends over to be there for the party for when this check came. And of course, it was a fraud.
And it happened once or twice?
It happened twice.
To the same person?
To the same person.
Oh my. So they're no longer participating, I trust?
I hope not. I hope not. But it's the family has changed his phone number several times, and he keeps calling the scammers back and giving them the new number.
Oh my heavens! We'll be right back with Michelle Tabler right after this break.
What could you save on health care? Find your magic number, the amount of money you could save on health care and retirement, by using AARP's Healthcare Cost Calculator. See how making small changes toward a healthier lifestyle today may lead to fewer medical bills and more savings tomorrow. Visit bit.ly/HCCalculator.
We're back with Michelle Tabler, Alaska Regional Manager for the Better Business Bureau. And we've been talking about some examples where people they put their dreams, they just believe they're going to win something.
Exactly.
One of the areas is fake win notice. What is that all about?
This is where you get a check in the mail. It looks like it's for $1 million, $3 million. They tell you to go ahead and deposit, but they want you to wire money back from them, whether it's $29.95 or $50 or whatever, for the fees to win your lottery. So we see that all the time.
Oh my. Now it's important, and as we have here on the screen, the check will bounce.
Oh, the check absolutely will bounce. It's not a good check. You can, even if you take it in and the bank is going to tell you that it's a fake check. But if you deposit in your account and then you send money and wire money from there, then it's going to take a couple days, the check's going to come back, and it's going to be a bad check, and you're responsible for what you've already sent.
There
exactly.
You go. The one point about the lottery.
Number one, you didn't win the lottery. You probably didn't even enter the lottery. It's illegal for U.S. citizens to enter foreign lotteries, and a lot of these are out of country. You should never have to pay money to win the money, so you know that's a huge red flag if that's what they're telling you. And really, in this day and age, there is no reason to really wire money for anything like that, or necessarily to have to go get a prepaid card and read them the number off the back. Again, the best bet on this, if you get that phone call, just hang up that phone.
Hang up. And you have a wonderful point here. Never wire money. It's the one thing about wiring money, it's you can just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this day and age, it's the same as cash. Either that or with the green dot cards, it's the same as cash. Once you send it, it is gone.
And I really have to emphasize, as you mentioned, there's never a reason to wire money in this day and age. That's a great line, and that's so true. Let's discuss the grandparent scam, which unfortunately has been around a long, long time. What's the scenario?
The scenario is they call late at night, early in the morning when a person may not be as cognizant. Pick up this phone, "Grandma, it's me." "Timmy, is that you?" "Yeah, it's me, and I've either been in an accident, I've been arrested in a foreign country, I'm in Mexico, I'm in Canada." They have also called families of military personnel that have deployed military members in their family who may be overseas. And again, they're in trouble, they don't sound like them, but you know, "I've been in an accident, or I'm on a long distance call, I'm going to die in this jail unless you send the money. Please don't tell Mom and Dad," because they're going to be really upset, and then someone else comes on the phone and they give you the wiring instructions. I have to tell you that we've recently seen one of these, I see it all the time, maybe for smaller amounts of money, that we actually had one that was over $80,000 here in Alaska that was sent on this. And again, once the money's wired, it's gone.
It's gone. Well, we do have a short video with not only the victims, but the con artist as well. So let's take a look.
Yellow. I got a phone call saying, "Grandpa, I've had an accident. I'm out here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I got picked up. I've been drinking." I says, "Jeff, is this you? It don't sound like you."
If they say it doesn't sound like you, you can say, "Well, in the accident, I hit my nose or something." And first, you want to establish the trust again. You want to tell them to keep it between us. Send me $3,000 to $4,000. There was an accident. I can't get into details right now. I just want to let you know that I'm taking care of it. I got a good lawyer.
So
Yeah, right there.
took it up, paid Western Union, sent it off.
The perfect victim is somebody living alone over the age of 65. They'll volunteer who they're wishing you were when you would call. They'll say, "Oh, you're not my grandson, you're my nephew, my great nephew." And usually there would be an accident involved or some kind of trouble with law enforcement, and you needed money to bail you out and to get home.
So at that time, we knew who we had been taken.
It's just extremely important, no matter what the supposed grandchild says, it's very important to verify and to check.
You'll have somebody that went to the bank, has the money, everything, has the receipt, and they'll say, "Before I give you the number, what's your pet dog's name?" And that's shot.
I just hope that us going through this can help somebody else so that they don't have to do it, so that they don't lose anything.
So I guess the takeaway from this is you never want to give out personal information. If you get the phone call, don't give out the name of any of the grandkids. Don't say the name. Be very careful with that. Stay calm. Don't let there be a sense of urgency or immediacy. Do check into it. Call your family members and see if this is really going on. Never send the money because I can almost guarantee you this is going to be a scam. But again, the best thing I can say is if this phone call starts, just hang up that phone. There's no reason to continue the conversation, and then call the family member just to make sure.
And then you also suggest that family members have a code word.
Yes, that maybe discuss it with your family, come up with a code word, and make sure everybody knows it and ask for that code word if this happens to you.
Good idea. All right, let's go to the Microsoft scam.
Well, it's a repair scam. They'll either say they're calling from the repair department at Apple or Microsoft. Now they're even just saying from your internet provider. They're basically saying that we've noticed there's a virus on your computer. Of course, they would never know that, but we need you to go to your computer and give us access so we can fix this.
Now, is this still going on?
I got the phone call 2 weeks ago, Ann, and I tell people, this is a scam, just hang up the phone, don't even talk to them, but I kind of wanted to keep them on the phone to see how it played out, and I also figured the longer I kept him on the phone, the less he would be calling somebody else. But the same thing, he just kept saying to me, I need to repair your computer, please go turn it on. And I let him on for a while and let him think that I was doing all of this. And I finally let him know that I investigate fraud as part of my job, and he didn't understand. I think he was reading from a script, and he didn't understand what I was saying, and he just finally hung up on me.
You had to repeat several times that you investigate.
I investigate fraud, and he just finally hung up.
He finally got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Mm-hmm. Now, tell us about the imposter scams.
These are scams where you're getting a phone call. They're either calling saying they're from the IRS, that you owe money to them. They're saying that they're with the court system, and even the caller ID can be spam to make it look like it's coming from state of Alaska or it's coming from the IRS. If it's from the IRS, they may say that we've just audited your account, you owe money if you don't pay it right now. And sometimes they're actually leaving these as robocalls to call that number back right away. And if you don't pay this money, we're going to have you arrested and have your license revoked. And some seniors are getting really upset, and they're running the bank to go wire the money. They're even offering, in some cases, lesser amount that you really owe $20,000, but if you wire us the money right now, we'll take $7,000.
Oh my.
So what it looks like, it's just the Microsoft repair scam, the grandparent scam. All of these are imposter scams. IRS. Sometimes they say they're state troopers calling, and that you owe parking fines or the court system because you didn't show up for jury duty.
Oh my. And yeah, you missed jury duty. There may be a fine, and they're demanding money
right away. They want you to wire the money, or again to go get a prepaid card and give them the number off of it.
And it's important to know, number one, the IRS will never call.
The IRS will never call you. The court system won't call you. They're certainly not going to send somebody over to arrest you. So yeah, the IRS will, of course, never call. They won't threaten to send security over. If you do e-filing, you want to make sure it's from secure computers and not use the Wi-Fi. Never file a tax from a link that you think that you're getting from an email from the IRS. So you've got to be really careful. And you want to mail your taxes when you do that from the post office if you don't e-file on that. And of course, you always want to shred all your old tax returns for whatever years you're not going to keep any longer. Never just throw it out.
Let's talk about internet fraud.
Well, you've got all these spam emails happening, these phishing ones. They look like they're from your bank. They look like they're from your credit card company. And the spam, they have gotten really good at making these. They're just cutting and pasting a real email. Always, always, always just delete it. If there's something on there that you question, either call your bank or credit card company or go directly to their website. Never click on an email.
And words of advice, delete, delete, delete.
Delete, delete,
You can't say that often enough.
Right.
And people have to remember it's okay to hang up the phone at any time.
Exactly.
So let's talk about this new scam tracker.
Yes, this is something that went live with Better Business Bureau last year. It's at our website, bbb.org. And you can look up, first of all, if any of this is happening to you, we don't want you to be a victim, but go ahead, if you get these phone calls, if you get these emails, go ahead and take a couple minutes, put it on our scam tracker so we can start seeing any trends that are happening, especially for me in Alaska.
What is going on in Alaska? What are you seeing?
The IRS scam, the lottery scams. We see the whole gamut, but I would say the Craigslist rental scams, puppy scams, dating scams, you know, we see it all pretty much. But I would say the lottery scam is something that we see the most.
So let's repeat that address here. Oh, and this other slide I need to put up, and it's important that people can put in a keyword, scam type, and they can put in the date reported. In this particular one, you can see that, in this slide, you can see that the number of scams that have occurred in various locations here around the state. It's important, these aren't the number of scams that have happened, that these are the number of scams that have been reported.
Right, that have been reported to Better Business Bureau.
So you'd encourage people to please report,
Yes.
so we can get an accurate count
Right.
of what is going on in the field.
Right.
And again, that is HTTPS, and it's important to note that's a secure site. And www.bbb.org/scamtracker./US. Very good. And I wanted to be sure to put up your contact information, and there it is on our screen. And I want to thank our guest, Michelle Tabler, Alaska Regional Manager for the Better Business Bureau Northwest. AARP is a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization with more than 87,000 members in Alaska. AARP is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life as we age. We lead positive social change and deliver value to our members through information, advocacy, and service. Thank you for watching AARP Alaska.
Funding for this program made possible by the Investor Protection Trust, the State of Alaska Division of Banking and Securities, and AARP Alaska.